Water is a chemical compound made up of the elements two hydrogen atom and one oxygen atom. It is one among the most abundant and necessary element and essential to living organisms. According to theory, 71% of the Earth's surface is water covered, which mostly in seas and oceans, while only 3% of the Earth's water is fresh water. However, there are threats that cause water pollution in Malaysia, such as disposal of plastic waste, chemical contamination, logging activities, garbage disposal, and more. Did you know? Water is in place 6 and 14 out of 17 of Sustainable Development Goals. The Sustainable Development Goals, also known as the Global Goals, were adopted by the United Nations in 2015 as a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that by 2030 all people enjoy peace and prosperity. World leaders agreed to 17 Sustainable Development Goals. These goals have the power to create a better world by ending poverty, fighting inequality, and addressing the urgency of climate change.
SDG 6 is about clean water and sanitation for all. The official wording is ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. The SDG 6 has 8 targets to be achieved by at least 2030. The 6 outcome-oriented targets include safe and affordable drinking water and open defecation and provide access to sanitation and hygiene, improve water quality, wastewater treatment and safe reuse, increase water use efficiency and ensure freshwater supplies, implement integrated water resources management, protect and restore water-related ecosystems. The two means of achieving targets are to expand water and sanitation support to developing countries and to support local engagement in water and sanitation management. In 2017, 2.2 billion people lack safely managed drinking water and 4.2 billion people lack safely managed sanitation. 3 billion people worldwide lack basic hand washing facilities at home. In 2016, 2 in 5 healthcare facilities worldwide have no soap and water or alcohol-based hand rub. The COVID-19 pandemic has made this goal increasingly important. However, this pandemic could affect the ability of water utilities to meet this goal by increasing losses on revenues that would otherwise be used to make investments. SDG 6 is closely linked with other sustainable development goals. For example, progress in SDG 6 will improve health and improve school attendance, both of which contribute to alleviating poverty.
SDG 14 is about life below water and is one of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals established by the United Nations in 2015. The official wording is to conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development. The goal has 10 targets to be achieved by 2030, and the first 7 targets are outcome targets, that is to reduce marine pollution, protect and restore ecosystems, to reduce ocean acidification, sustainable fishing, conserve coastal and marine areas, to end subsidies contributing to overfishing, and to increase the economic benefits from sustainable use of marine resources. The last 3 targets are means of achieving targets, that is to increase scientific knowledge, research and technology for ocean health, to support small-scale fishes, and also to implement and enforce international sea law. Oceans and fisheries support the global population's economic, social, and environmental needs. Oceans are the source of life of the planet and the global climate system regulator. They are the world's largest ecosystem, home to nearly 1 million known species, and essential for making the planet livable. Rainwater, drinking water, and climate are all regulated by ocean temperatures and currents. Over 3 billion people depend on marine life for their livelihood. However, there has been a 26% increase in acidification since the Industrial Revolution. According to the 2020 report on progress towards the Sustainable Development Goals, the current efforts to protect oceans, marine environments, and small-scale fishes are not meeting the need to protect the resources. Now, the question is, how can the policies promote sustainable management of water resources? The Environment Quality Act (EQA) of 1974 served as the foundation of Malaysia's national environment policy. The EQA aimed to prevent and control pollution while also establish a system to punish who harm the environment recklessly. Section 34B(4) of the Environment Quality Act 1974 provides that any person found to have been polluting water should be liable to a fine not exceeding 500,000 ringgit or to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 5 years or to both. Point source pollutants such as sewage, sewage, industrial effluents, and other pollutants from non-point resources such as urban and rural runoff are responsible for making river water unfit for human consumption. It is equally important to manage pollutants from both point and non-resource in order to ensure the long-term substance of water resource management. After more than 2 decades of implementation of Environment Quality Act, which primarily addresses point source of pollution, the trend in river water quality has not improving until 2000. It is here when 2001, when significantly improvement in water river quality status was observed, with link to the endorsement of the urban stormwater management manually from Malaysia by the Cabinet in 2000.
Water Services Industry Act 2006 intends to establish a listening and regulatory framework for the involvement of regulators in the water supply and sewerage services industry. This act was implemented to restructure the national water supply and services business with long-term goal of improving efficiency in Malaysia. Section 61(1) of the Water Services Industry Act 2006 prescribed that anyone who allows effluent or non-zeous matter into public sewer shall be liable to a fine not exceeding 100,000 or to imprisonment not exceeding 1 year or both. The other legislations to control water pollution are the Land Conservation Act 1960, the Forest Enactment 1935, the Drainage Work Ordinance 1954, and the latest is the Environmental Quality Act 1974 that has been revised in 1979 and 2009, which provide the regulatory control of point pollution sources. With all this legislation, Malaysia would be able to produce a sustainable water resources. This policy serves as a guide for the stakeholder involved in water resource management in order to effectively conserve and manage water resources. To ensure that water resources are safe and sustainable, it is necessary to develop procedures that integrate and cooperate with all stakeholders regardless of their position. Furthermore, it acts as an addition to existing policy orientation connected to water resources, also to guarantee sustainable of water resource and equitable use, as well as to maintain the integrity of ecosystem, natural heritage, and the environment.